down in Austin, Texas. And this little photo view, outdoor fountain, and that's my wife. And there it is, Lyndon Baines Johnson Presidential Memorial Library. Best thing about being a president is that you got a fantastic library named after you, with tons and tons of books and manuscripts and all kinds of goodies. Lady walking upstairs very slowly.
Okay. We're going to the library. Whose library?
See there.
Okay. That's the LBJ Library and Museum that Martin is going to on the University of Texas campus. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful day, if a little windy.
This is the Oval Office, or a replica. First time I've ever been in it.
It's actually not to full size.
Oh, really?
It's the original furniture from his administration.
Look during the administration of Lyndon Baines Johnson, except for one detail. This is 1/8 smaller than the real Oval Office.
Area that always reflects the interest of the family who lives there. In our time, and an
Nice
amusing needlepoint pillow given to me by my spectacular
oval room.
space. It is a room of many memories.
Former living room for the first family.
Some sad, but most of them
Red room.
dignitaries.
The decor is American
The
Empire.
room is heavy with historical memories too.
Treaty room.
And when the British set fire to the mansion during the war,
Some bas reliefs. Truman and LBJ. And LBJ. A and LBJ. Hey, I guess you got the idea.
So much we have yet to do. Reminded us a story. Postmaster General told me about getting a letter from a little boy who had lost his father and where his mother was having difficulty making ends meet. And he wrote a letter to the Lord and said, "Dear God," he said, "please send Mama $100 to help with the family." The letter wound up on the Postmaster General's desk, and he was quite touched by it. And at that time, still had a little money left over from what he earned at the convention. So he took a $20 bill out of his pocket and put it in the Postmaster General's envelope, and they were stamped on it, sent it to the boy. About 2 weeks later, he got a letter back, said, "Dear God, much obliged for all you've done, great help, appreciated." He said, "We need another $100. Said, "If you don't mind, when you send it to Mama this time, don't route it through Washington, because it'll be just waiting for something."
Hey, this is Lyndon Johnson, but I think it's also Jack Brodsky.
This is the Avenue B Grocery in Hyde Park area, which is a district on the National Register of Historic Places, although we're not sure we understand quite why yet. It's supposed to be one of the first planned communities. And it's, they said this is a site that you shouldn't miss because it takes you back to the old days. And I guess that's true. Eating and reading, the two things he does best. No, he's a good guide. Austin, Texas.
My stock went up $15 one day.
Which stock is that?
Enzo Biochem. It's up to 60. I paid 7.
Wow.
7 to 60.
What's today's date?
January 15th, 2000. New millennium. Me and my wife are on vacation. And we're already fighting.
We are not.
She had me give up a great parking spot.
I made a
I
mistake.
didn't want to walk here.
Am I not allowed to make a mistake once in a while?
Well, we found this nice place to eat, but she said copy it. This is on the registered National Historical Trust. This is a place that can't be missed. I tell you, we should put all of Long Island on the Historical Trust. This place can't be missed. We had a nice sandwich.
Very
Some
nice.
nuts, some grapefruit juice. Bought the paper. Checked my stocks. I feel better. Take a picture of my car. 2000 LeSabre.
A 2000 LeSabre. Huh?
It has no personality, but we bought some really Simon, B.B. King, Tower Records. We used up Susan's $10 credit, so we're listening to nice music. Driving down the highway, and we're in the Hyde Park Historic District. Can't figure it out. That's
I'm taking this for Lady Di. This is on top of a parking garage near the Whole Foods supermarket. Pretty cute, huh?
We're at the Lady Bird Johnson Wildlife Center. Wildflower Center. And that's a cistern. It pumps water up from this big aquifer and then moves it down on an aqueduct.
No, it's just the opposite, Marty. The rain.
This is an example of a wetland pond. And it's being fed by
Rainwater collected from the auditorium roof cascades down the water wall and into the pond where it recirculates.
There's a spring of some sorts. Sample a little cactus. Canyon.
Was that what it was?
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to walk up there and see the view from up there.
There's a little bird in there. See the little
Well, civilization is encroaching. And this time of year, things are not that green. But we're enjoying ourselves.
The Cafe Roof Terrace, which was donated by Chuck and Linda, Rob, and the Roblettes.
Do we know those people?
That's Lady Bird's daughter and son-in-law.
Oh, that was mighty nice of them. These buildings are all designed to collect rainwater. That's why they have very clean metal roofs. And all the water goes to underground cisterns.
See, that's the collection point right there.
And that's the collection point right there. Hey, this is a little bit like Peak, except the trees aren't as massive. It's very shrubbery. It's Texas. No, I haven't fallen in love with the environment. Sorry. Nice place to work. Nice place to visit. But we're not retiring here. Give me Florida. Tropical paradise.
Okay, this is the Salt Lick. And there's the barbecue pits. Birdhouse.
Birdhouse.
Texas style birdhouse. And we saw a cardinal while we were eating.
Girl, you better slow that Mustang down.
This is the Japanese Peace Garden that was at the Admiral Nimitz Museum in Fredericksburg, about an hour and a half past Austin to the west. It's we woke up this morning and they told us it was 8 degrees in New York, and it's in the high 70s, expected to hit 80 today. And we had a nice drive through the hill country to get here. Anyway, the Japanese designed this garden in homage to Nimitz, who they regard as one of the 3 best admirals in history: Togo, Nelson, and Nimitz. A little bit strange, but it's a very pretty garden.
Just an example of some architecture with balconies in Fredericksburg, and this must be a very old building with lots of little balconies. $5 and 10 cent store. Heinz Kircher Museum. This is a church in a very nice public square.
A non-denominational.
A non-denominational church.
Kircher Museum Society's Church. Church for all denominations, exact replica of the 1847 original.
This is a water wheel. Did you make a friend? Yes. This is the old courthouse. Built around 1880, I believe. And now it's a public library. Very nice. Here we are at the Austin State Capitol. I picked up a little sore throat, and I went to Whole Foods and we bought some zinc lozenges and some mouth drops. And now we came here and the parking is so easy, and it's 2 hours of free parking. Everything is just so easy in driving around. And of course it's going to be 80 degrees today. Another beautiful day. We are just so lucky we bring good weather with us. Very nice sandstone. My wife found a tree.
Pretty amazing tree. Starts over there. Comes all the way
Very famous statue on the top.
That, hon?
It was a fountain at one time,
Oh.
either because of the drought or because it's not. I'm going to pan up to the dome. And you see that word spelled out, Texas. Those letters are, according to the guidebook, 2 feet long each. But from where we're standing in the rotunda, they look like they're just a couple of inches.
Mexico.
Daily.
Okay, this is the Senate chamber. Here in Texas, our legislative works, we have two chambers, the Senate and then the House. And this is a bicameral system. Every other state in the United States has a bicameral system except one state. You say Alaska or Nebraska?
Alaska.
Oh no, almost. Alaska rhymes with Nebraska.
Oh.
I'll give it to you. Nebraska.
To my wife's excellent directions, we managed to get down here because we want to go to Landry's by the water.
Lake, part of the Colorado River.
What's happening?
Well, we're at Landry's. Look at our beautiful view, and we're going to have a lovely, lovely lunch in the 80-degree weather on January 18th when it's 2 degrees in New York. Okay, remember your 10-second rule.
That's part of downtown Austin from the terrace at Landry's on Town Lake. Hi, Marty.
I did.
Having a good time?
Yeah, I got a little cold, but I'm sitting here. It's January. All these birds, geese, ducks, seagulls. 80 degrees. Feels like summer.
Oh, those darn seagulls.
The Ben Sean.
On the campus of the University of Texas in the Harry Ransom Center, which is an art gallery, and we saw one of the 5 existing copies of the Gutenberg Bible in the United States is here, and the very first photograph ever taken in the world is here.
This is a Reginald Marsh painting. It's called Chatham Square. It says 2 Division Street in the corner. My grandmother, my father's mother, used to live at 115 Division Street. Evergood, called Dance Marathon. It's from the Michener collection, and it's obvious that Michener was a very left-wing painter. Evergood was, and Michener liked to collect these things. And this is a Raphael Sawyer. It's called Transients, and my mother used to study under his brother Moses Sawyer at the Educational Alliance. This is a Gutenberg Bible. It's only one of 5 in the United States. There's others at the Morgan Library, Harvard, Yale. Dates from 1450. It's 550 years old. And the quality is excellent. How sharp the letter forms are. What is this?
We're in Zilker Park at Barton Springs Pool. This pool is fed naturally by the Edwards Aquifer. It's started life 100 million years ago, and then 65 million years ago something happened and made it happen. The water's a constant 68 degrees. Today it's about, we've seen many different temperatures. It's either 81, 86, 88, 80, and people are swimming on January 18th.
Apparently 20 million gallons a day come through this pool, and it flows down to the Coronado River and eventually into the Gulf of Mexico.
This is Barton Springs also. Now, I'm going to turn around and show you that this is the beginning of the pool. And way down there is the end of the pool. It's very long. Parts of it are so shallow that it's probably up to your ankles, and parts of it are probably 20 feet deep. But so clear that even in the deepest part you can see through the bottom. Now don't forget, this is January 18th, 2000.
Arboretum now, which is a corporate park. An outdoor fountain. Not the cows.
It's the moo court.
It's the moo court, but these are not the cows from Chicago, because these are much bigger. To be a long walk down, but well worth it. Around here is limestone, limestone, limestone. Soil is maybe 6 inches thick. Well, we're going into the pond area. At dusk, sun's going down. Nice sunset. These buildings overlook the lake. People have nice offices, big windows, a little lake view. Not a bad life. Family of swans. Going fishing.
Here we are at Del Webb, Georgetown, Sun City, Georgetown. Another very beautifully done, typical Del Webb job. Always beautifully landscaped in the sort of natural, indigenous flora. For the idea file for our own backyard fountain,
yeah, this is open plan, a real open. Anyway, we're at Dealey Plaza where JFK was assassinated. Here's the grassy knoll, and we're looking right down the street, and that's where it all happened. That's the Texas book depository, and from that window, that's where the bullet was fired. High Regency in the tower. Union Tower. Many, many skyscrapers, not as close as in New York City, so they do stand out quite a bit. Example of a log cabin built before 1850. It's not indigenous to this site. It came from 7.5 miles away, but It is indicative of the type of cabin that was here when the founder of Dallas,
John Neely Bryan.
in 1841, came here to sell various items to the Indians. Old and new Dallas telecommunications. Have people waiting on the kiosk for the trolley. Yes, we do have a trolley system here in Dallas. Here comes our trolley system.
That's the fountain designed by I.M. Pye from a distance with the trolley in the foreground. We're going over to take more pictures of it. Okay, now we're a little bit closer. This is the water park portion of the fountain building. Very pretty with infinity pools. This is part of the architecture of the building. More of the Texas skyline. This is a very famous sculpture in Pioneer Park. The herd is larger than life size, and there are quite a few of them. I'll let you know who the sculptor was. And that's the cowboy who's herding them. This cowboy is at the bottom of the herd, and it's even bigger than I thought. Crosses over and goes all the way down. That'll give you some idea of the scale. How realistic it is. We're gonna go up to the top of the observation tower.
We're going upstairs to in the Hyatt,
Regency Reunion Observation Tower.
and we're gonna have some cocktails.
Here we are at the Dome, which is the revolving cocktail lounge on top of the Hyatt Regency in the Reunion Tower. Now, I'm not moving the camera, but as you can see, we is moving. That building that we started out with on the left, that's the Fountain Plaza by I.M. Pye.